Hello everybody and welcome to episode 59 of the Chesterfield of Dreams, and today we return triumphantly to our brand new 20,000 seater Proact Stadium, and it's going to be a huge game, not for us, but actually it's going to be a massive day for our opponents, as if you take a look at the league table right now, you can see the never relegated in the Premier League era, and indeed never since the 1950s, the Toffees are currently 1 point adrift from safety with just 3 games to go. And even though we're well and truly safe, this game is going to be a pivotal live-com in terms of the destiny of one of the great clubs in English history. And it's up to us to give them a fair game, even though we've nothing to play for now. Aston Villa are pretty much down unless they pull out a miracle with that negative 30 goal difference. Cardiff still have a brief chance, but since they lost to their bitter rival Swansea, who are now 6th, I doubt they have a chance. So it's Everton, Sheffield United and West Brom all vying to survive. So that's going to be truly nail-biting stuff. In terms of our results that got us safety, where did we leave off? Where was it? It was, I think, the Watford game, yes, of course. So we won that 2-0. Safety was guaranteed in all but mathematics. And then we managed to go 3 games in a row with drawing, with Yair Messa putting us ahead against Leicester City, but Kostas Triantafylopoulos got himself red carded, so Anthony Knockaert scored what was the goal of the month from about 30 yards past Jakob Rinne for 1-1. Queen's Park Rangers, we didn't quite get the job done against them this season. It was a penalty for each side that decided the game. Yair Messa had one early, and then Demetri Mitchell, it was rather unfortunate, but it was 1-1 thereafter. And then a bore 0-0 draw at the Riverside Stadium. It was a close game, but since David Shanahan was man of the match, it kind of goes to show who deserved to win the game or not. It was neither side. And then a disaster against Manchester City, as we lost our first in 6 or even 7 games. I'm not too sure. I think that's 6. Yeah, 6 games. So it was always uphill from the word go. It was actually Ross Barkley putting them ahead, and Memphis Depay, who's on the blue side of Manchester in this save, he got a brace before and after half-time, so that put us out of reckoning, even though Rasmus Stephenson was sent off. Injury news is hitting us quite badly now, and this is going to be my starting 11, but you can see Kenji Gore and Ben Wagstaff are both out, so I'm short on wingers. It's not too serious, so I think they're out for the rest of the season though. And then Yair Messa was injured in training, so he cannot play until he gets his fitness back. So it gives Michael Henning that rare opportunity to start, and I really hope for his sake he can get his debut goal, or his maiden goal, whatever you prefer to call it. That'll definitely give him the boost he needs, because several players want out of the club due to lack of first team football. Notably, we have Noe Baba, Matthew Targett, who would still play a part, but he's pretty fed up with life here. And then the icon, Lee Griffiths, at 32 years of age, believes now is the right time to leave, and I can't really disagree, but I think he deserves to retire at this club. He's served us so admirably since day one when he got the 10 goals in the January to May period. He was absolutely terrific, and I really don't want to see him go, but that's his choice, and unfortunately I can't really go against him. You can see Yair Messa here. Good news is that he's committed long term to the club with a modest wage packet for a captain and an inspiration to the club. A very admirable thing to do. He's actually a favoured a fan of the club now, which is absolutely brilliant, but unfortunately his season is coming to an end a little early, as he has to recover from an injury. But anyway, I think that's all we need to really mention. My dreams of finishing the top 10 could come true very early, but we're not quite there in terms of getting a positive goal difference, as we're on -9. But it's definitely an achievement we can aim for next season, as long as we improve the squad and help ourselves in the right way because we haven't yet won a trophy since the championship days, really. So that'll be crucial. But this is going to be my starting lineup, and no real major changes. But the suspension to Stephenson has meant Loftus-Cheek is in, and then of course Tom Bertram has to replace Kenji Gore, who was injured, and then Michael Henning gets his chance up front. So this is truly a bizarre moment for me, because I very rarely have a chance to live com a game that matters completely to my opponent. This doesn't matter too much to me. I'm happy as can be with survival, and we'll head straight into the game just as I set things up. Here's the Everton starting lineup. Their task is to save them from relegation, and they've been so close but yet so far. They go 4-4-1-1. They've lost all 5 of their most recent league games away from home, so I don't really recognise too many names. I don't know about you guys, but I don't personally. But anyway, let's head on to the Team Talk screen. Now here we are at the Team Talk. The sellout crowd is expectant. I want to get a result for them, as they've returned in their droves. Hopefully I can keep that up for next season as well, when we have it all to do again. But young player of the month, Brian Boring, gets his chance. I should mention him. But it is, as I said, all about Everton. How will they cope with the pressure of keeping this club in the Premier League for another season? It's again 5-4-1, and the players seem to be happy with my Team Talk, so we can head straight into kick-off now and see what's what. So Everton in their changed kit, really unbelievable scenes if they don't win this game, but definitely it's great to see us back in the stadium. There's no more burger van in the corner. It's covered up by that newsstand. So bit of controversy in the FM community in recent weeks, as I don't think I changed the goalkeeper. No, that's my mistake. I should have played Linus Muller, but I suppose I'll give Jakob one last chance, because he's really earned it in recent months. Now here's Brian Lenihan through to Syra and back to Lenihan. Boring, lovely play, and here's Kinsella, the former Toffee, back on the ball for Michael Henning, and he's hit a shot wide of the right hand post. And that's wide from Sean Kavanagh, whose Fulham side are doing very well in the league this season. Bit of a lull in the play, so I can answer a question from my good friend Rune Egidius. He asked me what I have planned for Football Manager 2016, and the answer is not very much. The whole scandal of Miles Jakobsen getting certainly dog's abuse from a minority of people, that was disappointing to see, but it is a genuine call from the majority of people to see management for underage teams. That's definitely something I haven't really thought about too much, but it'd mean the world to other players. And if that was introduced in future, despite the protestations of aforementioned Miles, it'd be something good to see. But in terms of where I'd like to go in FM 16, it'd definitely be outside of Western Europe. Anyway, I'd love to go somewhere I've never been before, and that's in by Tom Bertram. The German has been set up by Henning, and that's right in the corner to put Everton really in the lava pit of relegation now. They couldn't afford that to happen, but it has at a really bad time. It's a even game, and Bertram, his third of the season, has really spelt danger for Everton. Unbearable stuff if they lose this. They really have to get themselves out of that lava pit and back to where it is nice and temperate, but it's not looking good for them so far. And to complete that question, Portugal, I know that is Western Europe anyway, but I've never managed there. I've thought about perhaps I don't know, Poland would be fun, maybe Russia. I've never really thought too much about Russia, but it would be workable as an unorthodox save. And then maybe if it was something popular, I'd like to go to Brazil or something. That would be interesting. The few people have enjoyed their time in Brazil in this game, and that'll be something I'd consider. But to answer your question properly, Rune, I honestly don't know what to do with FM16 yet. But the poll I did at the start of this game, you guys wanted to see me in the English Football League, and I've delivered that promise with great aplomb. So I think we're able to do a little bit better in the second half, keep the pressure on Everton. Henning, well done for getting an assist, but I do want to see him get a ball into the back of the net if at all possible. So now let's carry on to the second half, where Brian Boring brings it back to Sean Kavanagh and Callum Powell. But now Everton are angry, they need to win, and my 5 at the back is tormenting them. But 47 points is a terrific haul. It's better than I could have expected. But Man City, obviously, those kind of games we have to improve on next season, not getting trashed by the giants of the league. But Everton are just looking toothless. They've had an extra chance, but they're not making it stick. And I just can't do anything about it. If they don't want to play up, that's their problem. I've given them a fair game, as promised. Not very exciting, but we can deal with that. I'm going to make a change. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a little more tired, so we'll take him off for Callum Cook. And Lee Griffiths, it might be his last appearance at the Proact, but I think I'll leave that for now and just carry with one sub in the hour mark. I just make it a bit of a habit. It's not ideal, but I just do it whenever I feel. And here's Armin Canas, and it's well wide. Tom Bertram, oh no, we don't have a right winger. So just as I say, I wasn't going to make a second change, I'm now forced into it, and I'm going to deploy the grumpy but still talented Matthew Targy. Just hasn't had a good season, and I think we can find another left back for reasonable money when we get our 3rd Premier League season underway. So Everton are not looking too handy. They really have to act up, and the fact that I haven't even had to make a team talk until now kind of goes to show they're very, very poor in this league, and they're just 2 games from safety unless they survive. And now I'm going to bring on Lee Griffiths for his perhaps penultimate game, maybe even his last. I'm sure the standing ovation for Lee Griffiths will be out of this world. He deserves it, and it'll be good to see him get a goal. There's a change now for the Toffees, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. They are all over us, but they're not making it stick in the highlights. Here they go with Montoya. Good tackle by Kavanagh, but it's only as far as Godot's. We're down to 11th, courtesy of Watford, scoring against high-flying Swansea. And this is a chance. Wide. Oh, goodness me. I feel terrible for Everton. I know there are 1 or 2 fans of Everton on my Twitter feed. I follow them regularly. And it's not going to be good to see them relegated in this game. No way. And now it's Target. There's a slip from a defender, and it's Brian Boring back to Target, and it's Stephen Kinsella. Oh, he refused to celebrate, but he has guaranteed the points for Chesterfield. Oh my goodness me, that is absolutely sickening for Everton. They've sold me Stephen Kinsella for pennies, and now he's scored a rare goal against them, and that could be relegation. With 3 games to go, Chesterfield keep a clean sheet and get our return to the Proact Stadium off to a winning start. So that is as much as I could have asked for, but the one team you don't want to see suffering is, of course, Everton. They are everybody's second favourite team if you're not a Liverpool supporter or that sort of thing. Many people will have a beef with Everton in the past, but I doubt they can begrudge them too much. So they're now down to 2 games. Sheffield United have been watching, and they will be happy. They have a big opportunity to cut Everton out of this league. So that is as much as we can do. No complaints, a flawless performance, and we can now go into the Newcastle and Arsenal games with our heads held high. There's nothing else to play for in this season. We did lose those subsequent games in the early part of the season, but it's summertime, the sun's out, and we can just play for pride in those games. Hopefully stay above Newcastle in the league, and maybe even get 50 points. That'll be tremendous, to say the least. But apart from that, it's time to go, and I will give you a end of season report. But we've done our job. 12 wins out of the 36. That's a terrific record for a team that was expected to finish, you guessed it, 20th. So season preview I think will show it. Yeah, Chesterfield 1,000 to 1 to win the league, and yet we're in the top 10 fight, and that is absolutely unreal to say the least. But the finances are strong, the club's happy, and I cannot wait to deliver next season to you guys. But apart from that, it's time to go, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.